This video explains how to manually fix accessibility errors that the Brickfield Accessibility Plus Toolkit finds. These errors include those you have decided not to fix with an available wizard, and errors for which there is no wizard available. If you have not already done so, it is recommended that you watch the introductory videos, including What is the Brickfield Accessibility Plus Toolkit and Getting Started with Brickfield, and then using the wizards first as you begin working with Brickfield. There are videos in our Brickfield YouTube playlist that give instructions for using each wizard. By using the wizards first, you reduce the number of errors to sift through and fix manually. Let's open the Brickfield Accessibility Plus Toolkit in an example course. Now, when I open the toolkit, I immediately land on the Checklist tab, and my list of checks with errors is showing. Reading down the list of errors, I can find some errors that make sense to me. For example, I know what tables ideally should not be missing headers means. However, I may not have the computer coding knowledge to understand any elements using an ID attribute each need to use a unique value for their ID. It's okay that I don't know what all these mean or how to fix them. I'm just going to work on the ones I do understand, and then I'll reach out to Delta's LearnTech help desk for support working through the others. I also know that I can click on the document icon under Guides to get more information on each check if I'd like. At the far right of the report, I can see that most of the errors do not have a wrench in the Fix column. A wrench signifies here and links to the wizard that will help me fix the errors if a wizard exists. There are two errors that do have wizards. These are errors that I have decided I want to manually fix. They are image alt text errors, and I didn't use the wizard to fix them because I wanted to see the image in context before deciding on appropriate alt text. So the first item on my list tells me that I have one instance where the check image alt text should not be the image file name has failed. I want to be able to easily return to my checklist, so I'm going to right-click on the bulleted icon under View to open the list of errors in a new tab. I see details about my one error listed here. I'm going to open the Edit link in a new tab to get to a page where my error exists. And this opens the settings for the page where the error appears. Now to change the alt text for an image, I simply double-click on the image to open the image properties. And I'll put my new alt text in the field that says, Describe this image for someone who cannot see it. I've typed Azaleas bloom in front of Tally Student Center. I'll save my changes to the image by clicking the Save Image button at the bottom of the window. I'll save my page, and I'll return to my Error List tab. If there was a second error, I can repeat this process to fix it. Let's look at my checklist again. I think I'll work on the table errors. I have 4 instances where I have tables with missing headers. So I'll open my list in a new tab, and I'll edit the first error in another new tab. I'm in my page now, and I see what the problem is. I've used a table to format this little gallery of images, but a screen reader will try to interpret this as a data table and won't know how to read the data to a user. The Moodle editor does allow you to make a table more accessible by opening the table editor. I've got my editing menu expanded, so I'll put my cursor in the table, and I'll click on the table button. And here I'll choose Edit Table. Here I can put a caption on the table, I could define my header rows, I could change the table appearance. Unfortunately, I'm not offered the option of tagging this table as a formatting tool rather than as a data table. It looks like I'm going to have to choose another way to include these images on my page, not in a table, in order to make this page more accessible. In summary, after you have used the wizards to fix the problems you can then manually fix other errors. Go to the checklist to see the checks that failed. Opening new tabs to show your error list and also to edit the resource or activity with the error can help you keep your place. Once you've fixed all the errors that you know how to fix, reach out to LearnTech at ncsu.edu for help with fixing the others. This concludes our video on manually fixing accessibility errors found by Brickfield in your Moodle course. See LearnTech's Brickfield playlist for more videos on how to use the toolkit to improve the accessibility of your course.